Okay, my dear learners, once again I welcome you to Go Choice E-Learning Hub. Thank you for moving with us. So in this lesson, this is lesson 16, we are now going to look at our word bank as usual. So you have read these words in your book and learn how to spell them, to write them, and they have simple meanings. Let us get started. Okay, so our first word here, it is toilet. This one is read as toilet. This one is read as oviduct, whereby we said oviduct, it is also called a fallopian tube, and we say that this fallopian tube is where the process of fertilization takes place. Then this one is fracture. A fracture, it is a broken bone in the body. This is an accident whereby our bones get broken, or they can get cracked, or they can get bent, especially those bones in youngs, in babies. They are very weak because they are lacking what we call calcium, so they can easily get bent, and once they bend, this one becomes a fracture, and it's called a grain stick fracture, commonly found in babies. Other types of fractures we have the open fracture, which you can call the compound. Here the bone breaks and comes out of the body. And again we have the closed ones, which we call the simple fractures, whereby the broken bone remains inside the body. And also have what we call the comminuted fractures. Comminuted, and these ones, they are complicated. The bone breaks into several pieces, so the option is to cut off that injured part. So a fracture, this side is a fracture, so it's a broken, cracked, or bent bone in the body. Then we have this one. This is a burn. A burn. So a burn refers to an injury caused by an injury. An injury caused by what we call dry heat. Then the opposite of a burn, it is a scald. This is a scald. So this is an injury caused by wet heat, porridge, milk, butter, and so on. Then again, this is also an accident. This is called drowning, not drowning, it is drowning. This is dying in water. So drowning means to die in water due to having lungs filled with the water, meaning that these lungs, we use them to breathe such so that and survive, but when this water enters them, so breathing stops. Eventually you do what? You die. So drowning. Then those people who have escaped narrowly from drowning, then that condition is called near drowning. So near drowning, this is when a person stops to breathe due to having lungs filled with water, but not yet dead. Not yet dead. This one is still alive but not breathing, but this one is dead. Why? The lungs are filled with water. So the word is drowning. So it's an accident. So the first aid here, it is to give SPR, or artificial respiration, or a case of life, or mouth-to-mouth breathing. Okay, so you have this word here. It is so it is consciousness. The word is consciousness. So from the word conscious, then we add on consciousness. Conscious means to be in your senses, to understand, to be understanding. But consciousness, that is understanding. So when you lose consciousness, we call that one fainting. So fainting is the brief loss of understanding, or brief loss of consciousness. Then we have this second last word, which is read as tethering. So tethering is a method of grazing animals, and is under what we call rotational grazing. So the animals are tied on a rope and a peg, using on a peg using a rope. So this is tethering. So deep litter, this is a system of keeping poultry indoors, whereby the floor of the poultry house is covered with litter. Litter, these are the coffee husks, rice husks, crushed maize cobs, and so on. So those, the sawdust. So the material we pour down here is the litter. That's why we call it deep the litter. So deep litter system of keeping poultry. So our words for today are deep litter, drowning, fracture, oviduct, scald, tethering, consciousness, then burn, plus the toilet. Alright, so let us move on and see our diagram for today. So today's diagram, it is a musical instrument. it is a musical instrument. When we go back to our primary 6 first term, we looked at sound energy, where we say that sound is a form of energy produced by the vibration of any object. So sound is a form of energy produced by the vibration of any object. Then this sound is called a form of energy because it enables people to do work. It enables people to do what? To do work, either to dance or to hear what they are telling you and do that thing. That's why we call this one a form of what? Energy. Then we said we have 2 types of sound. There is what we call the noise, and we say that noise is a disorganized sound. Then also we have what we call this is noise, and again there is what we call music, whereby we said music is an organized sound. So all those things that produce organized sound, we call them musical instruments. Then these musical instruments, we put them in 3 classes. One, we had what we called the percussion musical instruments, then 2, the wind musical instruments, and 3, the string musical instruments. So you can guess what this is. So this one has strings, so this one is called a string musical instrument. So string musical instruments produce sound by this word vibration is very vital when we are looking at sound energy. So don't say that this one produces sound when we pluck the strings. No, it produces sound when these strings are vibrating after being plucked. So these string musical instruments, they produce sound by the vibration of their strings when plucked. By the vibration of their strings when done what? When they are plucked. So musical instruments, string instruments produce sound by the vibration of their strings when they are plucked. So examples here, this is the first example, the harp, or which you can call the bow harp. Then there is the lyre, which is called the secretleg. Then we have the tube fiddle. We have the tube fiddle, and also we have the guitars, then plus what we call the violin. So the harps, the lyre, the tube fiddle, the guitars, the violins, they are the best examples of string musical instruments. Then when we look at these string musical instruments, they have strings with different lengths. So they have strings with different lengths. Why do you think? So they have strings with different lengths in order to produce different pitched sounds, or different sounds with different pitches. Remember, we said the pitch of sound is the highness or lowness of sound. To understand this one better, it's like boys and girls. Boys produce low pitch, then girls produce high pitch. Then let us look at this adung. Here we have string 1, then string 2, string 3, string 4, and 5. Then the question is which of these strings produce the highest pitch? There are 5 of them, so which one is going to produce the highest pitch? Automatically string 5 is going to produce the highest pitch. Why? It is the shortest string that has the shortest or the smallest vibrating surface. So the smaller the vibrating surface, the higher the pitch is. Then the one which is going to produce the lowest pitch is going to be a string number 1. It is the longest, thus has the longest vibrating surface. So the longer the vibrating surface, the lower the pitch. Remember, we said the pitch of sound is the highness or lowness of a sound. So this has been the diagram for today. It has been the bow harp, or the harp under the string musical instrument. Okay, so let us move on and see what we are having today. Today here we are moving with our human body, and now we are going to look at what we call the male reproductive system. So this male reproductive system is made up of various parts. 1, it has the primary sex organs, then 2, it has the accessory or the secondary sex organs, then it has it has the glands, and also it has what we call the ducts. Then when you look at the primary sex organs here, there are two in number, or they make what we call a pair, and these ones are called the testes. Then when it is one, it is called a testis, but a testis with I. Then when we use E, then this one is the plural form of this. Then this the pair of testes. Then we have the secondary organs. Then we have the glands. Under the glands, we have what we call the prostate gland. We have the smallest glands here, which we call the Cowper's glands, and again we have what we call the Cowper's glands, and then we have what we call the seminal vesicle glands. Then under the ducts we have what we call vas deferens. Vas deferens, it is also called the vas deferens. Vas deferens, or we can call these ones the sperm ducts. Then we have other accessories, as in what you call the sexual genital, which is the penis here. And also we have what we call the scrotum. So the male reproductive organ system is made up of primary sex organ, those are the testes. Then the secondary organs like the penis, the scrotum, then the glands, as in the prostate, the seminal or seminal vesicles, then Cowper's glands. Then we have the ducts as the vas deferens or the vas deferens or the sperm ducts. Then let us start with our tests here. These tests are found outside, so they are extra abdominal. From the previous lesson, we said that the primary sex organ in females, those are the ovaries, are found inside, so they are found inside the lower abdominal cavity in the pelvic region. But the tests, these ones are found outside, so they are extra abdominal, and again they are embedded in a pouch, and this pouch is what we call the scrotum. So the reason as why these ones are found outside is that the process which we call the spermatogenesis, that is the production of sperms, these sperms, they are to become functional or to be produced, and they become functional, they need a body temperature which is less by -2 degrees Celsius. So the sperms are produced at a lower body temperature, at a temperature which is lower than that of the body by 2 degrees Celsius. For example, if it is 37 degrees Celsius, for them are going to be produced at a temperature of 35 degrees. If now the body is at 35, then they are going to be produced at a temperature of 32 degrees Celsius. So the reason why these ones are dangling outside is that the sperms are produced at a lower body temperature, at a temperature lower than that of the body. Then these ones are oval shaped in number. Then they are 80 centimeters in length and also 5 centimeters in width. So if we take just like a rectangle, they have to be with 8 centimeters here length, then 5 centimeters width. Then they are embedded in a pouch which we've called a scrotum, and then this scrotum it is separated by there are 2 of them. Then a pair, we have this testis and this testis here. So there are 2, then they're separated by what we call the scrotal septum. Then inside here they are attached onto the scrotum by the muscles, and these muscles are called columnar albuginal muscles. Then inside this scrotum, there is a fluid, and now this fluid is called the hydrocele. This one is called the hydrocele, the fluid. Then when look at these tests, they are not balancing, they are not equal. One is lower and another is above. So the reason why one is above or is below and another is above is that to prevent them from getting squeezed under certain conditions. So like that one. And again, these tests, for them, the process of spermatogenesis, or the process of producing sperms, keeps these tests moving all the time. So for them, they don't rest, they are moving, they are actively moving within their pouch, which we've called the scrotum. So the work of this scrotum is to protect the what we call the testes. Alright, so we are now going to take a look of how we can put all these glands, the ducts, and other secondary sex organs. So let us get here another board, this board here. Okay, so we are now going to learn how to draw this. So we are going to draw they are found in a scrotum. So this is a scrotal sac. Then there are two, we can get another one here, but I'm going to use only one here. So this one I've used, this is a tests. So I told you when it is one is called a tests with I, then when there are very many, we call them tests with the E. So the difference is within the spelling. E plural, I it's singular. Now the work of this test, it is to produce the male gamete, and that male gamete is called the sperm. And apart from producing that one, it is also it is producing what we call the male sex hormone, and that hormone produced by a test is called the testosterone. It is testosterone. So the testosterone, we shall look at this one when we go to hormone control under this topic here. So this one is a test. Then on this test, it has another part on it, and this rope here, it's what we call the epididymis. This one is called the epididymis. So the importance of this epididymis is to store the sperms after they have been produced. Then this epididymis here, on reaching here, is now going to make a loop. So to make a loop, that is to make a turn. So it is a narrow tube. So this is it has made a rope. So as it makes a rope, so this rope which has been made here, it is now what we are going to call the vas deferens, vas deferens, or the vas deferens, or what we call the sperm duct. So meaning that now from the epidermis here, let me make this one thicker aside that we get to know this one is the sperm store. So it is called the epididymis. This is the testes. Then this part here, it is the epidermis. Then this one is the vas deferens, or the vas deferens, the sperm duct. Then this sperm duct is going to go until it reaches what we call the abdominal cavity inside there. On reaching the abdominal cavity, so let us make it clear. Okay, so this one is the sperm duct. Now this is our scrotal sac, the scrotum. Then here we have also another scrotum, but they are not far like this, they are joined, but I want us to just make this one clear. Now on reaching here in the abdominal cavity, we are going to find there what we call the urinary bladder, this one. So this one becomes the urinary bladder. Remember this one is storing urine. So the urinary bladder, it is connected to these tubes here, and these tubes are what you call the ureter. Then they are bringing urine within here. Then this urinary bladder is going now to come down like this. It's going to make another duct here, and this one is what we call the urethra. So this one is what we call the urethra. Now when this sperm duct reaches here, then it's also going to make another rope like this. To make a rope, it means it's going to bend. As it bends, then nearer here, it's going to make a small swelling. Then this small swelling is what we call the ampulla. This one is called the ampulla. Then onto this ampulla here, it's now going to make it's going to develop a gland, and now this gland here is what we call the seminal vesicle. This one is going to be called the seminal vesicle gland. So it is there to produce the semen, which are going to nourish the sperms, which is going to make the sperms are not so viscous. Then after that, then it's going to continue. Then as it continues, it's now going to connect to the urethra. Now as it connects to the, because even we have this one from another sperm duct here, then as they connect to the urethra, we are now going to move down like this. Now this gland where this this sperm duct of vas deferens is connecting to the urethra here is now going to be called ejaculatory gland. Ejaculatory gland. So this one is called the ejaculatory gland. Why? Because now the sperms here have now met with the semen from the seminal vesicles. Now around here at this center here we have another donut shape gland, and say a bigger one. So this gland here, it is what we call the prostate gland. This one is called the prostate gland. And then here this urethra, when now at this junction, then the sperms are going to come in, then at the same time urine. So this is the urethra, but now at this area here, the urethra will be now carrying both sperms and urine. Then it is called urinogenital duct. Urinogenital duct, meaning that it can conduct both the urine at the same time as the sperms. Then it's now going to come up to here. Then when it is coming at this level, we are now going to get the sex organ. This is what we call the penis. On reaching this, is going to become swollen. It is making the head. Then at this end of this penis, where it is starting from, we have small glands, and these small glands here, we call them the Cowper's gland. So we are calling them the Cowper's glands. Then this one becomes the urethra. Then this is the sheath or the foreskin. The sheath or the foreskin here. Then this one becomes the penis, which is used during the copulation. Alright, so this one is the detailed diagram of the female, of the male reproductive system. So this is the scrotum. Inside the scrotum we have that fluid which we called the hydrocele. Then this is the testis, epidermis. Then this is the van deferens. Then this is the Cowper's gland. The seminal vesicle gland. Then this is the urinary bladder, ureters. Then this is the prostate gland. At this junction, this swelling is the ampulla. Then this is ejaculatory gland. Then this is the penis, the sheath or the foreskin. Then these are the Cowper's gland. So practice drawing this diagram in the notes given in the link there. Okay, question number 1. Name the sac. Name the sac or the pouch that protects the testes. Number 2. Why are testes useful to a gorilla? Number 3. State the similarity. State the similarity between a sperm and an ovum. Number 4. Define the term fertilization. Number 5. How useful is a scrotum to a baboon? Number 6. State the role played by the penis during reproduction mechanism or process. Number 7. What is asexual reproduction? Number 8. Draw and label the parts of a male reproductive system. Number 9, how useful are the following parts of a female reproductive system? 1, vagina. 2, uterus. 3, cervix. So you've been a good learner. We meet in the lesson 17.